me, Lily, and I'm back with another video. Today I'm going to be showing you my February weekly spreads, and when I was filming my February spreads, I felt like nothing was going right. The filming was not going well, my lettering felt really shaky, I didn't like any of the colors I was choosing, and I thought maybe I'd just scrap the whole video. But instead, I think it would be fun to do sort of a more chatty video and share some tips with you on what I would do next time when this happens, when you feel like you're working on something and nothing's coming out the way you want it to, and maybe you're making a lot of mistakes. So I hope that sounds cool and helpful. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and show you my February weeklies, and I'll be back to talk to you a little bit more at the end. number 1 is kind of an obvious one, but it's to take a break. You know, take a quick 10-minute tea break, or maybe watch an episode of The Office or Friends, or a bullet journal video. Just something that you find kind of is gonna take you away from the mindset of what you're doing and that frustration. Because I think if I had done that and just walked away for a little bit, then I wouldn't have continued to make mistakes. I think that would have been refreshing and kind of given me the opportunity to reset. So yeah, that's tip number 1. Okay, tip number 2 is to switch to something easier so you have a win. So for example, for me that would be something like playing a game of Zelda, or maybe taking care of something like a chore that's been nagging me. Like if the dishes are piling up and I do the dishes, then I'll have a small sense of accomplishment, or just like something's going right. And then going back to your art or your bullet journal, you'll feel a little bit better. You'll be in like a more positive mindset. So I don't know, you could do something like color in a coloring book for a little bit, so you feel like that sense of calm and just like, you know, things are gonna go right this time. And yeah, I don't know, you could also take care of a task that's easy that you've been putting off, and I feel like that change in mindset to a more positive, like I can get things done mindset will really help switch things around. Tip number 3 is to switch the tools you're using. So for instance, in this video, my hand was feeling really shaky and I was trying to letter with a paintbrush. And that's not a great choice. You know, like you need a steady hand in order to letter with a paintbrush. And I think if I had really thought about it and thought, well, this is frustrating, my hands are shaky, and switched to a Tombow marker or something a little bit more forgiving, then I would have been, you know, feeling like things were going well and they were easier. So yeah, it's a good thing to think about. Are you using the wrong tool? Is the reason you're frustrated because, you know, you're using the wrong tool for the job? So that's tip 3. Tip number 4 is to wait and see if you want to redo it later on. So for me, some of my headers were bothering me, and I thought, well, if they're still bothering me in a couple days, I'll redo them. So I think that's a good option. Instead of just redoing it in the moment when you're already feeling frustrated, feeling like nothing is going right, just wait a day or 2. And if it's still bugging you, then you can redo it and you've moved on to a different state of mind. So hopefully that time things go right and you've learned what you didn't do right the first time. So yeah, and otherwise that waiting period gives you a chance to really decide if it's bothering you or if just in the moment it feels bad. So for me, I decided not to redo them just because it's not that bad. They're headers, right? Like I don't need to spend another like 15 minutes fixing them for 1 week spread that I'm only going to use for a week. So yeah, that's tip number 4. Tip number 5, my final tip, is to realize you're human and that everything doesn't need to be perfect. I suffer from a little bit of perfectionism, and the whole reason I didn't want to start bullet journaling, or I was afraid to anyway, was because I was seeing lots of videos and pictures online of bullet journals that seemed like they were perfect to me. And I didn't want all of these mistakes in this planner that I was putting a lot of like work and effort into. And then I started seeing videos where people were kind of openly making mistakes and sort of showing you how to fix them. And I don't know, I found that really comforting, and I realized that this is really just for me. And so I kind of have to get over it not being perfect. If I wanted a perfect planner, I could buy one from a store, right? This is all about personalizing it for me and expressing my creativity. So yeah, that's just my last tip, is basically to get over it, because we're all gonna make mistakes, and I think that's part of what makes the bullet journal, you know, really cool and personal to you. So that's it. Those are all my tips for what to do when nothing's going right. I hope you found some of them helpful. And I just want to thank you so much for watching, and I hope you'd consider subscribing if you like this video. So thanks again, and I'll see you soon.